Welcome to the Ultimate Rent-to-Own Home Program. If you're watching this video, then you just filled out your name, email, and phone number on the previous page and you are ready to start looking and finding your own rent-to-own home. The Ultimate Rent-to-Own Home Program will help you find a home, will help you fix your credit while you're in the home, and will protect you legally so you can buy the home. So the Ultimate Rent-to-Own Program provides those three things. More importantly than what the Ultimate Rent-to-Own Home Program does, I want to tell you about what rent-to-own is not. A lot of people think rent-to-own is that you rent a property for anywhere from 10 to 30 years, and at the end of that time, you're just given the keys to the property. That is not what rent-to-own is, guys. Rent-to-own simply means that you're going to rent a property for 1 to 3 years, and at the end of that 1 to 3 years, you're going to be given the option to buy the property, which means you're going to have to qualify for a loan in 1 to 3 years. So let's talk about what's good about rent-to-own. Rent-to-own allows you to find the property now, allows you to get into the property now, allows you to fix your credit while you're in the property, and allows you to actually purchase the property at the end at a very qualified and fair purchase price most of the time. Well, I also want to tell you about the realities of rent-to-own. When you go look for a rent-to-own property, on average, national average, you are competing against approximately 300 other people for that one home. So when you are a landlord and you have 300 people that are actually applying for your home, you're only going to pick one. So 299 of you aren't going to get that home. So it's going to take you, number one, a lot longer to find a rent-to-own home. People that can find a rental property can usually find one within 30 days. Rent-to-own usually takes 3 to 6 months, and that's if you're lucky. And then a rent-to-own landlord is going to actually pick the person with the best credit, the most income, and the most option to buy deposit. Why wouldn't you? You got 300 people to choose from. You're going to pick the one that's best for you. So most of the time, rent-to-own sounds fantastic, but it's not a great option for everybody. With that being said, I want to make sure that you also understand that when you need more money for a rent-to-own than you do for a rental or to even buy a home, usually you're required to put anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 down as an option to buy deposit. And if you don't buy the home, you lose that money. Now this is not us talking as real estate owners, we are talking about national averages. Remember, security deposits can be anywhere from 1.5 months to 2 months rent. But option to buy deposits can be as much as the person's willing to charge and as much as you have available to you. So that locks you into that purchase price, and if you walk away, you lose your deposit. So let's just take a look and summarize this whole thing. When you look for a rent-to-own property, you're going against 300 people. They're going to pick the person with the best credit, the best income, the best job stability, and the best down payment. The next thing is that only 7% of anyone who actually ever enters a rent-to-own contract actually buys that home, so there's a 93% chance you might lose your deposit. So before you get started in rent-to-own, we wanted to talk to you about 2 alternatives that may be a better option for you. The first one is the HOPE program. HOPE stands for Home Ownership is Possible with Education and can help anybody get credit ready to buy a home within 12 months. No matter how bad your credit is, they have a 3-step process. Step number 1 is they help remove the bad credit from your credit report. Step number 2 is they help add new good credit to your credit report. And step number 3 is they actually help you find a local lender and real estate agent that's going to help you find a home to buy. The next program is called the First Time Homebuyer Program. FirstTimeHomebuyerPrograms.com is a website where you can go to and you actually can enroll to the First Time Homebuyer Programs. It will actually help you find what lenders are looking for. It will help you get lender ready. It will actually explain what's in a house payment, and it will explain the home buying process. So I'm just going to ask you a real simple question. Do you want to find a rent-to-own home where your house payment's going to be higher than if you buy? Then you're going to have less options to choose from. You're going to be competing against 300 other people. You're going to need more move-in costs, and you're not going to be able to own that home for 1 to 3 years. Or would you rather enroll in the HOPE program or the First Time Homebuyer Program that will all help you get lender ready and credit ready to buy a home within 12 months? You decide. Rent-to-own is a great option. Please make sure you understand we're not poo-pooing it. It's just not for everybody. The Ultimate Rent-to-Own Home Program, again, will help you find a home, will help you fix your credit while you're in that home, and will help protect you legally so you don't get screwed when trying to buy that home. That is what the Ultimate Rent-to-Own Home Program does, but it's up to you. The other thing that I want to make sure you understand is nobody's going to call you every day with a list of rent-to-own homes. you're going to have to do a lot of work on your own searching for homes. But if you decide that you want to buy a home, you can work with a real estate agent who gets paid by the seller, so it doesn't even cost you any money to work with a real estate agent. So, rent-to-own is a great way to buy a home, but it is the third best way that we recommend. We recommend the whole program first, first-time home buyer programs second, and then rent-to-own third.